Okay, let's unpack this. You know how sometimes a melody just grabs you, sticks in your head?
Hmm.
Ed Sheeran's new single, Azizam, definitely has that instant appeal.
It really does. But what if I told you there's like a whole world of meaning packed into what sounds like, a straightforward pop song?
Exactly. Beyond that catchy tune, the title itself, Azizam, it kind of acts as a doorway, doesn't
A
it?
doorway, yeah, to something much more intricate, culturally, emotionally, and that's precisely what we're going to explore in this deep dive.
Perfect. So for everyone tuning in, our mission today is simple. Really get under the skin of Azizam.
We're going beyond just listening.
Right. We want to understand it. We'll be looking at the layers of meaning in the lyrics, definitely focusing there.
That's key.
And the story behind its creation, the significance of that title, Azizam, and yeah, what the song's truly communicating.
So we've got some great stuff to work with.
We do. The making of video transcript, insights from official charts, a really detailed textual analysis we found, and a kind of behind-the-scenes look from Heart. So plenty to dig into. Ready.
Absolutely. And like you said, the lyrics and that title, they're going to be our main focus,
Yeah.
trying to unravel what they mean individually and
Okay,
together.
let's start right there then with the title, Azizam. It's the first thing you hear, and it immediately sounds different. It's not your typical English pop title.
No, not at all. And what's fascinating is its origin, linguistically.
Okay.
Azizam comes from Persian. The core word is Aziz.
Aziz.
Yeah, and in Persian, that simply translates to beloved.
Okay, wow, that's a beautiful start. But there's the am bit on the end, too, that adds something more.
Precisely. In Persian grammar, that am suffix, it functions like a possessive. It's basically like adding my in English.
Ah,
So you
got it.
combine Aziz and Azizam directly means my beloved or my dear. It's very personal, very intimate.
That adds such an immediate feeling of closeness, doesn't it? And I noticed the official charts article even made a point about the pronunciation, for those wondering.
Hmm.
It's Azizam, just like Ed sings it in the clips we've heard.
Exactly. And it's important to know, within Iranian culture, this isn't just like a casual word.
Right.
Azizam carries real emotional weight. It's a term you use for people you hold in deep affection. It means something.
So how did this deeply personal, very specific Persian term find its way into an Ed Sheeran song title? That's where the backstory gets really interesting.
Yeah, it is. And if we look at the bigger picture, the making of video offers some key insights here.
I remember that bit. Ed explicitly says he wanted to explore different cultures, different sounds.
He specifically mentions Persian and Arabic influences. It seems like he was actively, seeking out new sonic territory.
Yeah, the transcript had him saying something like, why don't we just explore a few more cultures, like the Persian culture, the Arabic culture, and just see what we can do? It sounds very deliberate, an artistic choice.
And the key person, the pivotal figure in bringing that Persian influence right to the forefront, was the song's producer, Alaye.
Ah, Ilyas Alanzadeh.
That's him. And the official charts piece gives us some really crucial context about him.
Absolutely. He's a big-name producer, obviously, but crucially, he has Iranian heritage.
Right. He was actually born in Iran, historically Persia, as the article notes, and then moved to Sweden when he was, 11?
11, yeah. So this wasn't just like picking a culture at random.
No, definitely not. It's deeply connected to Alaye's own personal history. And Ed himself acknowledged this. There was an Instagram post referenced in the Heart article.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. He totally credited Eli, said it was his idea to try music inspired by his Persian heritage and culture.
And there's that great quote in the Heart piece where Sheeran calls it like opening a door to a completely new and exciting world.
You can really feel his excitement about it. It's genuine.
And what's also fascinating, Ed apparently noticed similarities, connections between Persian rhythms and scales and melodies, even the instruments.
And what? Yeah.
Irish traditional music, which is, so core to his own musical identity.
That's incredible, finding those parallels.
He saw a link there. It kind of reinforces that idea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Music is this universal language crossing boundaries.
That is such a cool connection to make, finding those echoes between musical worlds that seems so different on the surface. Okay, so we've got the title's intimate meaning, the cultural spark behind it thanks to Ilaylay. Now let's really get into the heart of it, the lyrics.
Yes, the lyrics.
We've got some excerpts to work with, and the chorus feels like the obvious place to start. Azizam, meet me on the floor tonight. Show me how to move like the water, in between the dark tonight. Be mine, Azizam. What jumps out at you there?
We're first off starting directly with Azizam. It just immediately grounds it in that intimate connection we talked about. It sets the tone.
Right, and then the invitation. Meet me on the floor tonight. Sounds pretty direct, maybe romantic. A call for connection.
Definitely suggests a private space, maybe a dance floor, maybe something else, but definitely focused on connection, physical connection.
And that image, move like the water. That's so evocative. What do you think that's getting at?
Water. Well, it often symbolizes emotion, fluidity, life itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here it could be about wanting this seamless connection, maybe something sensual, like yielding to the moment, yielding to each other. Water can be gentle, but also powerful. It hints at a real depth, a dynamic intimacy.
I like that. Then there's in between the dark tonight. That creates a certain mood, doesn't it? Seclusion, maybe?
It does, a sense of mystery. It could mean a secret space, shielded from everything else where they can just connect.
Or maybe just the intensity of the night itself.
Or that, yeah, a moment of vulnerability, perhaps.
Yeah.
Or a passion that, comes alive in the dark.
And the repetition, be mine, Azam. It's so direct, almost like a plea, really. Full of yearning.
Absolutely. A real desire for commitment, for belonging with that person. It's powerful.
Okay, let's look at some of the verse lines we have from the Heart article. They add even more layers. Like, I want to be nowhere but here with you now. I want to be one in space.
That really hammers home the desire for presence, doesn't it? Just being totally absorbed in that moment, that connection, almost like wanting to merge identities.
Completely and utterly present, yeah. And then these lines, they're incredibly intimate. I want to be tangled and wrapped in your cloud. I want to be close to your face.
Oh, the imagery there. Tangled and wrapped in your cloud. It evokes such comfort, like being enveloped safe with that person.
Protected, almost.
Yeah. And the simple, profound desire just to be close to your face. That says so much about affection, doesn't it? Basic, fundamental connection.
It really does. Then there's another bit that jumped out. Well, tomorrow can wait. Losing time in this place. Till the sun is awake, be like a magnet on me.
Living in the moment.
I don't care what they say, we can do it our way. And if love's just a game, then come and play, Azizam.
There's a real sense of defiance, maybe, and seizing the present.
Definitely. Tomorrow can wait. It puts all the focus, all the urgency on now, on the connection they have right now.
And the magnet on me line. That's intense attraction.
Yeah.
Irresistible. Undeniable. And the part about don't care what they say, doing it our way, it suggests their bond is unique, maybe even unconventional. They're forging their own path.
Right. Even calling love a game they can play together adds this slightly playful edge to all the intensity.
It balances it out a bit. And then you get lines that go even deeper, arguably. I want to get lost in your ocean and drown. I want to be careless and free. I want to live here in the moment we found. I want to be all that you see.
Wow. That lost in your ocean and drown image. It's incredibly powerful, almost overwhelming.
It really is. It speaks to, maybe, a complete surrender. A willingness to lose oneself entirely in the relationship, in the other person.
But then right after, I want to be careless and free, how does that fit?
Well, maybe it suggests it's not a negative drowning. It's like finding freedom within that deep connection. A liberating kind of surrender, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. It's freedom through connection, not from it.
Exactly. And wanting to be all that you see. That's about wanting complete acceptance, right?
Yeah.
To be truly known, seen for who you are by your beloved.
It paints such a rich picture, a really deep, heartfelt connection. And as you mentioned earlier, the source's pasted text, they both suggest this is likely inspired by his wife, Cherry Seaborn.
Which adds another layer entirely. Knowing that personal context, it just gives the lyrics this weight, this authenticity.
It makes it feel very real.
It really does. It moves beyond just abstract ideas about love into something specific, tangible. You feel the personal stake in it.
Okay, shifting gears slightly, but still connected to the music itself. The pasted text analysis talks about this blend of Western pop with traditional Persian elements. What did the sources tell us about how they actually did that?
Well, they highlight the deliberate use of specific instruments from the Persian tradition. The daf, which is a type of frame drum, and the santur, a hammered dulcimer.
Ah, okay.
And the text even notes these were played by artists with Iranian and Indian backgrounds. So it wasn't just like synth sounds.
Right, they brought in people with that expertise. Suggests a real commitment to getting authentic textures in there.
Exactly. And that blend seems to be what gives the song its unique flavor. It's got the Ed Sheeran pop structure, the catchiness.
But with this underlying richness, this rhythmic feel and melodic quality that sets it apart.
Precisely. It doesn't sound like the Persian elements are just tacked on superficially. It feels, from the descriptions, like a genuine integration.
We even saw bits of that in the making of video, didn't we? Him playing around with dulcimer melodies, trying out vocalizations, the early stages of that fusion.
Yes, seeing that process, even glimpses of it, is always fascinating, that creative spark.
Definitely. Now, thinking about the whole album this song is part of, the Heart article quotes Ed describing the album overall as playful, explorative, and celebratory.
And Azizam seems to fit right into that mold, doesn't it?
It really does. Playful in parts, definitely explorative with the cultural fusion, and celebratory in its theme of love.
And the basic text analysis kind of touches on this too. This idea that the album might be a sort of reset for him,
A reset. How so?
like moving towards more joyful, optimistic themes after dealing with some, personal and professional challenges. Azizam celebrating this deep connection definitely aligns with that idea of finding joy again.
Which brings us right back to what the Heart article mentioned, his excitement that this new music is so directly inspired by Cherry, by their love story.
Yeah, it really feels like the song comes from that place.
Yeah.
Genuine joy, genuine affection. It's a musical celebration of that relationship.
Feels both personal to him, but also expansive in its themes.
Exactly.
Now, it is interesting the pasted text did point out that the critical reception wasn't universally positive. Some critics apparently questioned the authenticity of the cultural fusion.
Hmm. That's always a tricky thing, isn't it? Engaging with different cultural traditions in pop music, it needs real sensitivity, real understanding.
It's a delicate balance.
It absolutely is.
Hmm.
But on the other hand, that same source highlighted something really significant.
Which was?
The positive reception the song got from many people within the Iranian community.
Hmm.
People who felt it was a respectful homage to their culture.
That's huge.
I think that speaks volumes, really,
Yeah.
about the intent behind it and maybe the impact it had on those it was referencing.
Absolutely. So ultimately, Azizam seems like it's much more than just another catchy single. It invites you to think a bit deeper.
For sure. And just to kind of wrap up our deep dive here, what we found in Azizam is this really compelling mix.
A mix of.
Cultural appreciation, you see it in the title My Beloved, and in the careful use of those Persian musical elements woven together with this intensely personal expression of love and intimacy, clearly inspired by his own relationship.
Yeah.
It really shows how a pop song, one that sounds maybe simple on the surface, can actually hold all these different layers of meaning just waiting to be uncovered.
So a final thought maybe for everyone listening. How does exploring different cultures and music like this actually enrich the art, but also maybe deepen our own understanding of things everyone experiences, like love, like connection?
That's a great question.
Yeah, think about it. What other times have you heard music blending cultures in a way that really resonated? What makes those fusions work, makes them feel powerful? We definitely encourage you to listen to the full track of Azizam. Now it's out, maybe with some of this discussion in mind.
And perhaps seek out other artists who are doing similar things, bridging musical traditions in creative ways. There's a lot out there.
There really is. Well, thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.